Hey YouTube, so this is gonna be about episode 6 of season 5 of Pretty Little Liars. So let's get into it. A is back, as we all knew from the end of last episode. My question is, why Toby's house? Of all houses for the quote-unquote natural gas leak, as the news reported, why Toby's house? I don't get it. Why not Allison's house, or I don't know, anybody's house? Why Toby's? So I found that interesting, but I don't know why. I don't have a theory about that. I'm not sure why it's Toby's house. Um, I wrote down why are these girls so slow, but I forgot why. Goodness gracious. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot why I said that. Anyway, go on to the next thing. Maybe it'll come to me. Anyone else notice that A comes back when Caleb comes back? Why? What are they trying to do to Caleb? I really hope they're not making Caleb A or associated with A. I noticed that in this episode, Hannah is kind of conflicted and she realizes that she does want Allison gone. I'm kind of scared. Is this that Hannah is A, Caleb is A theory? I don't know. I just find it weird how Hannah really wanted to help Allison leave because she wanted Allison gone. And I get it because since Allison came back, nothing has really gotten better. They spent 2 years, trying to figure out who A is. They think they got A. They think everything is over. Then A comes back and more things keep happening. So I would understand why she would want Allison gone too. Not to mention Allison is not a good person, any way you put it. Yeah, why did A come back the same time as Caleb? And while Caleb was in Rosewood, nobody heard from A. But then again, they did hear from A, like when they were in New York and stuff. So I don't know. I still don't trust Ezra. Because he still acted so, especially in the beginning of this episode, he acted so nonchalant. He's still like, Arya's still freaking out, and he's still like, oh, Shauna was not a good person, though, and da-da-da-da. Shauna was a little girl. You're a grown man. A little girl was shot and killed. Like, compared to him, she's a little girl. Was shot and killed, and you're just like, oh, she was a bad person. Like, I think, I can't trust him. I'm sorry, guys. I just can't. Radley. What is it with Radley? Now we see that Jessica De Laurentiis, I think she was on the board of Radley or something like that. And then the girl Bethany Young, who died, was in Radley, had escaped Radley, and ended up dead. So then we see the drawing that Eddie Lamb leaves at Ezra's, and Ezra left those cameras there. I'm telling you guys, he's still sus. I don't care. He is still sus. He left his cameras there, so he sees that it's Eddie Lamb who left the drawing that Bethany had made of basically Jessica De Laurentiis looking really, I don't know what you call that, really eerie with that like monster thing. And yeah, so there was clearly some issues between Bethany and Jessica, so there is a link between them. Bethany was buried in Jessica's yard. Bethany was replaced with Allison's body. So just a bunch of things that are just, intertwining with Radley. So Radley is going to be in the picture again a lot. Eddie Lamb is back. He can't say anything because they already had legal trouble and they don't want anything popping up. And I'm sure he doesn't want to lose his job. But they were still on camera. But that's besides the point, him and Spencer. My thing, another reason why I don't trust Ezra, because I wrote down, all of a sudden Ezra can't find info, but knew everything before. So, I'm trying to figure out, when they were trying to figure out stuff about Bethany, I believe, when him and Arya were talking about it before Eddie left the picture and all that, I wrote that down because Ezra found out so many things just through his cameras, through talking to Arya, what Arya told him, through following the girls, and now all of a sudden, like, he just doesn't know anything about anything, but he was the detective for how many seasons, finding out everything there was to know about Allison for his book. So, I don't know, I just, like I said again, I don't trust him. And I liked how Spencer proved the point of why Ezra is not trustworthy. It's funny, I actually had a conversation in the comments under my last video with somebody who didn't agree with me on not liking Ezra. And I kind of left my 2 cents because it's like, there's a reason. Ezra is not trustworthy. Yes, he helped them in New York, but before that, what did he do? He deceived them for 2 years. He purposefully got into a relationship with a minor to get information from her for his book. So he purposely broke the law. He purposely knew things and didn't say anything when he could have said something. Because I'm sure he knew what was going on with these girls when they were being followed and stuff. But he didn't say anything. And how didn't he know? Because I found it interesting how they showed 3B, his apartment. Because remember they said all would be revealed in 3B. Marlene King said that a while back when we were trying to figure out who A was. And 3B is his apartment. If you guys remember, A has been in his apartment. How has he not seen A? That's my question. How has he not seen A? How has he not questioned before the person in black that came into his apartment? Unless it was him and they were showing him, because he dressed up in black as well. Unless they were showing that he was in his apartment. I don't know. Confusing. But anyway. Who is A? I wrote that down too. Who is A, guys? Looking at it, I noticed a correlation between Caleb coming back and A coming back, but I don't think Caleb is A. I hope he's not A. I don't see, right now I can't see why. It's funny how we didn't see Sydney, Jenna, Mona this entire episode, but we saw, I was saying why did these, I found another thing interesting was, Hannah. I wrote it down though, but I'll just say it now. When, Hannah was helping Allie leave, and she was packing up some stuff for Allie and counting money, Emily storms in telling her, Melissa and Lucas were a part helping Mona out. And she's like, Melissa? She says nothing about Lucas. Why is that? She's not surprised, or she is in on something? That looked a little sus to me. I don't know. I don't want Hannah to be bad either, but she's seeming a little sus these days. Allison sus. I also still don't trust Allie, even though because who was she talking to? Okay, now it's probably Noel Khan who she was talking to, because she explained to Hannah that Noel was picking her up. But why is Allison always off to the side on the phone? She was supposedly dropped off by somebody from her dad's office when Ezra and Arya saw her, was that last episode, and this time she was on the phone with somebody really, really quietly, trying to be on the low, and it's like, these are your friends who want to help you out and stuff, but you're not telling them who you're really talking to. So I still feel like Allison is hiding something, and there's something that Allison and Ezra know that no one else knows, so I want to know what is Allison hiding, and just saying, I still don't trust her. Is the person that Allison's talking to, is that person A? I'm confused. Because she trusted Shauna and Shauna wanted to kill her. Just saying. Yeah, I wrote, why did they focus on 3B when the cop came to Ezra's house and she was interrogating him? I don't like her. I never liked her because I feel like, well, first of all, you know, in the show, the cops are always sus. Like, they haven't been showing Holbrook lately, but they're always sus. Sorry, guys. But then she's also, I don't like her attitude. Something about her attitude that just seems like she's in on something and she's not really trying to get justice, but just trying to do whatever it is that she's trying to do. Whatever her goal is or whatever her motive is, that's what she's trying to push. It's not about justice for her. I don't feel like that is what she's about. I also wrote, is it weird that Mrs. Hastings only now wants a divorce? Like, I feel like the timing is awfully, maybe this was her breaking point for her, but it's like finding Jessica's body in her backyard feels like, okay, I can't take anymore. But I find it weird that only now she wants a divorce after everything that's gone on, even we'll just say in the last 2 years with her household. Only now, like, she's just like, we find it's best if she moved out to the hotel, and then now Mr. Hastings is leaving, and it's like, only now? Like, she acted like everything was fine, but maybe she just did the front for so long, and then she just reached her breaking point when there was a dead body in her backyard. I don't know, I just find it weird that she wants a divorce now. Why does Allison trust Noel Khan? And this is why, another reason why I don't trust Allison. The people that she trusted did not treat her friends, aka the other liars, nicely. They weren't helping them. It was always something sus going on when they were there. So how is it that Allison trusts those people? Like Noel Khan, Shauna, those are the two I can think of right now, but they were all whenever Noel was around, he was up to no good. At one point he was dating Jenna. Was it a cover? Or are they really in on the same thing after all? I'm so confused because, so much has happened in the show. It's the 5th season, and I don't know. I still don't understand Allison trusting Noel Khan and using him to help her rather than her friends who were her friends. This whole time I had no idea about everything that was going on with her, but ended up in the middle of it with A and everything. Like, I don't understand how is it that she can be, really a victim here, and those are the people that she trusts. People like Noel Khan and Shauna. I don't see it, and that's why I don't trust her. Why was Arya gonna let she probably did let Ezra put evidence in her attic? Why would she do that? Why is that a good idea? The mess that I got you into. No, he got himself into that mess, like he said, when he decided to write a book. But before that, when he decided to do dumb stuff like talk to Allison in the first place when he learned she was underage, then want to write a book about her, for what purposes, I have no idea. But no, stop it. Stop. And then Arya going off and trying to hide evidence in her attic, like, that's going to come back to haunt her. Because that cop lady, when she finds stuff out, she goes for it. She saw that bag there, so she's going to figure out whose bag that is. She saw Arya's bag when she was in Ezra's apartment, so she's going to figure that out. And that's not going to be pretty for Ezra or Arya. Oh yeah, this is where I wrote that Hannah wasn't surprised that Lucas was in Mona's little army thing. Is Hannah working with A? Is Hannah somehow has Hannah somehow been infiltrated by infiltrated? I can't talk. By A's whatever. Who is A? Because I don't think Mona is A, and for this, the reason why I don't think that is Mona more than anything else wants Allison out of Rosewood. Now A wants Allison in Rosewood. A sent Allison a text saying, "If you leave, you're a dead girl," or something like that. And then at the end of the episode, they talk about, the cage bird is gonna sing. Because the same detective or lieutenant, whatever she is, came to Allison and said she needs to know her whereabouts the night that Shauna died, because she's putting two and two together. And it's like Arya I feel like is gonna get Ezra into more trouble by making him move stuff, because who says the cops aren't watching his apartment building right now, So it's just becoming so messy, and I'm afraid of what's gonna happen, like, when this all, turns out. Because Shauna is dead, and they're trying to figure out, they found gun residue on her, and they know that Ezra was shot in New York, so Shauna and Ezra were in New York. Who else is in New York? Why is it that Shauna dies after shooting Ezra? I'm sure they can... What happened to Shauna's gun? How come they didn't find that on her? They found the gun residue, but they didn't find the gun. Interesting. Yeah, so I don't think Mona is A because she wants Allison to leave, and A wants Allison to stay. Like Hannah said, though, Hannah said something really smart. Why hasn't A killed Allison already? If A was so bent on threatening Allison, what's with the whole stupid game of, like, leave town, if you say any, what's her name? Mona had told Allison something in a New York Minute or whatever, where she said anything about New York. Or she said anything about Mona, whatever the heck it was. But, why hasn't A killed Allie already if that was the goal? Then someone comes to Allison's house and, like, strangles her. I thought they were going to actually kill her because it looked really close. And Allison had, like, a knife in her hand or a letter opener. I don't know what that was. And, like, he was literally suffocating the girl. And then Emily comes to the rescue. Yeah, it was good that Emily did come, because then Allison really would have been dead, I believe. She says, the person would have killed her if they wanted to. So what was that about? Like, you don't want her to leave, you want her to stay. Then they said, what's worse than death? What is worse than that? Humiliation? I don't know. we'll see what's gonna happen, because I know something's gonna go down because they said the cage breaker's gonna sing. So somebody's gonna talk to the cops, and we will see. Oh, also, Paige told Emily about Lucas and Melissa and stuff. And then they put, whoever it was, Mona's army most likely, put a rat in her locker. How did they find that out? I want to know, how do they know? That's my thing. When this show is resolved and they actually tell us what the heck is going on and why what is what and what was the motive for this and that, I also want to know how they saw everything, how they knew. Because I know Ezra has cameras, but who else has cameras? Who else has mics built into everyone's phone that they can listen to? Because they know everything, and it's like, oh my gosh, like, how do you know? What the heck? Why is this? Oh, last thing I wrote is, why is this such a big game? Like, what is the point? I really want to know the motive behind everything, like I just said. So, yeah. Tell me what you thought of this episode. I know this is pretty long of a talk, but tell me what you thought of this episode. I think it was pretty good. I really want to see what happens, and I really want to know who A is. Oh, I forgot to talk about the most important part. There was the lady in the black that came to the funeral. Was it Allison's? Yes, that was Allison's funeral, right? I believe so. With the black veil and everything, was going to Bethany Young's funeral, and she wrote condolences A. So it's a girl. Which girl is it, guys? I don't know. Comment down below if you have any theories about who the girl is in the black veil and all black that's going to the funeral. If you have any other comments about this episode, definitely leave them down below. If you have any theories, if you contest anything that I say, definitely leave it down below. Like the video if you liked the video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!